Hello, and welcome to the War Report. I am your host, Cyrus, joined by Quan. This is the show where we talk about NXT and AEW. Um, I last week we were just like, stuff has been slow, stuff has been really normal, or I just want to start the show by saying that a lot of the stuff going on in wrestling outside of the shows or like stuff that we're going to talk about like in the trenches is really just like some bullshit. Like, dog, I hate that. You remember when wrestling news used to be fucking interesting?
Yeah. You know what kind of hurt it? I think Twitter kind of hurt it too. I think kind of the rise of social media and the wrestlers, this generation of wrestlers really integrating social media into their characters more and kind
Mm-hmm.
of looking for more interactions as compared to, the other generations. It's gonna cause stuff like this. I think I know we could blame this on AEW, but the NXT kids, they do that. I call people kids that are like below 25, but like NXT kids, they be doing the same thing. They be tweeting stuff. I'm like, yo, all right, man,
Yeah.
relax.
What is it? I think we could call these people out by name because honestly, I don't mean no true malice or anything. But like, what is it? Quincy Elliott, Carmelo
Oh no,
Hayes.
Quincy would do some others.
Uh,
Quincy's a whole different level. I don't know what
yeah, I
Quincy's
know,
on.
but it was just like I need y'all really to tone down the social media shit.
Yeah,
But like I don't know. I was like talking to a friend and then they were just like, I used to talk about wrestling all the fucking time on
yeah.
Twitter, like outside of probably like when wrestling is not on, I used to talk about wrestling like all the time. And then you probably get like a good 6, 7 tweets out of me. And then that's probably like it. And then like two on an off day. And then and like on that off day, it's just two tweets that are related to the same thing. And then I don't give a shit in the next hour.
Yeah.
um, yeah, man, I just miss kind of
It's the good old
talking
days.
about wrestling. Yeah, talking about wrestling without, possibly, just some jackass in your mentions is going crazy when you just said something off the top of the dome or just how you're
Bro,
feeling. Like there's no
I'm
more
telling
discussions
you
about
can't
wrestling.
you can't as far as wrestling Twitter goes, you can't have fun. You can't just say something. Like if even like when I posted that WrestleMania 17 tweet a couple weeks ago, I was just fucking
Nah,
around. Obviously.
nah,
I'm just fucking
nah.
nigga was on my head. I'm like, dog, I can't even
Well,
have an
like,
opinion on something.
well, like
They call
that
me
was just
idiots
like,
and like the name calling. I'm like,
yeah,
bro, is
not,
it
yeah,
that
not,
deep?
that was crazy. That part's crazy. If we were to have a discussion about like we've done it on the show, we have a match that was just like, oh, this match is okay, or like this match, I'm not going out of my way to be like, nah, this nigga's a jackass, or
Yeah, like
fuck
whoa.
you, or anything like that. It would just be like, that's how you feel, but this is how I feel. And then
Yeah, what happened to that?
honestly, I know that match is held in very high regards. And then I probably like if I didn't feel that match was like that great, I probably would have been like, no, this match was cool, but I thought this match was like a little cooler. And then I probably would have left it at that. But nobody gives a shit on
For the
social media.
record, for what I said about people don't know what tweet I'm referring to, I said Austin versus Stone Cold from WrestleMania 17 is overrated. I didn't say it was bad. It's a very good match. I'm just saying it's a little
I
overrated. That's
mean,
all I said. That's
okay,
it.
you didn't say it was bad, but when has ever being overrated has been a good thing?
I I when is I think when do people start implying that overrated means just terrible? That's what I want to know. Why can't stuff just be like, okay, that was maybe it's an A minus match, but people are giving it an A plus. You know what I mean? It's still really good. It's one
I
of the best
just
matches of
think
all time.
I
I'm just
just
saying,
think I just think that overrated has never been used in a positive context. Maybe you should just, try to word your shit better.
yeah. Sometimes I tweet just stuff that's like immediately that comes to my mind just when I'm thinking about something, and well, yeah, it's a little overrated. Um,
uh, I would say, if you feel that way, like who the fuck is really gonna change your mind? Like no tweet was gonna change your mind, honestly.
No.
But
Most
whenever
of it was jokes. I don't mind people like just joking about like
oh
you know what I
yeah, no, it's
mean.
cool.
If it's a ratio jokes or whatever like that, yeah. But once you start like calling me an idiot or like out of my name, like yo, where'd this come from? Like this is unnecessary.
Honestly, how I like to tweet now, I know this is like a nothing conversation really, but like how I like to tweet now is like I kind of like to leave room for no possible criticism. Like because I'm not like I love everybody that like listens to the show, that supports the show, all that stuff. But like if I tweet something, I'm not trying to have a conversation. There's no, I'm not having a conversation. Having a conversation publicly on Twitter is like the worst shit you could do nowadays. So therefore, I would try not to have it.
Yeah,
you feel me?
Which
so,
is crazy because that's what it's for conversing.
Yeah, like it's supposed to be an open
ideas.
forum, but like I don't want to partake in anybody that is in this forum. Like, oh, just delete your account, but I got to promote the show. So, like it's a bit like it's a business account. It's a business account. Like at this point. Literally,
the comeback spot would have been long gone if it wasn't for this podcast.
Like yeah, I like to leave room for no sort of criticism. Like I say the thought or I say the thing and then I leave it at that.
And before we go further, you know what else I don't like? And I think this might be a function of Twitter that I might have a problem with. When I'm making a tweet in a thread and someone takes one of the tweets in the thread out of context and then nobody reads the rest of the thread, that's gotten me in trouble a lot of times. That's what got me in trouble with the Naruto shit.
First thing.
But yeah, that probably annoys me more than anything. Just feel like, yo, that's not y'all know that's not what I meant. Like if you read the next tweet in the thread that explains, it is what it is though. That's
I think
and sometimes
it's time for you to use all 240 characters on one tweet. Fuck a thread.
But sometimes Twitter can get you in trouble or it can get you a punch in the face, allegedly. So
I ain't never seen no niggas that be threatening us do nothing to nobody on social media. So
what tweet would make you want to fight somebody? Is there a tweet that would make you want to fight somebody? I can't think of anything where I would like want to physically fight somebody.
No. Because I think that a lot of people that I'm just like thinking right now, and it's just like none of these people are in Miami, so I'm not gonna fly out somewhere to kick your ass. Like
crazy. Flying the
I like, oh man, I'm gonna pay $700 for a flight to California or whatever amount of money to go to Chicago or Philadelphia or New York or some shit to fight a nigga. No, spending my shit on a vacation. I'll probably just piss off a nigga back instead. And if you really, I'm a very prone believer. If you really that mad about it, fight on it then.
Yeah.
So I'm never mad about something that I have to like fight or that made me feel like I needed to like fight on it. Like I'm normally just like, well, that's just how I feel. It's just what it is.
It just is what it is. You feel me?
So it is what it is. But yeah, that is it.
Want to get in these trenches? We got a lot to talk about.
No, not really. I really don't.
You know what's funny too?
I know. I don't want to talk about any of these topics. I'm gonna be serious.
I really was avoiding the Andrade stuff the whole like weekend.
Yeah, right.
Long we've been doing it because I don't really care about any of this stuff. This means nothing to me. And then it just kept getting more and more shit just getting involved in that. Like, okay, now we have to talk about it.
Like from like Monday to Tuesday, I kept seeing like Andrade stuff or I just kept seeing more and more Andrade stuff, and I was just like, is this the only shit we got going into Wednesday? An Andrade Twitter storyline?
Yeah,
that's
disgruntled.
Like seriously, that is the only shit. Moxley's not tweeting, Hangman's not tweeting, like Danielson, anybody in prominent storylines aren't tweeting anything. Tony Khan is like, talking about scissoring on a fucking bar stool. I was like, is this really all we have going into Wednesday?
Yeah, I mean they even added a few matches like in the last like 2 days. We should probably go through the timeline though. At some point, Andrade was on some kind of Mexican wrestling medium. I don't exactly know what it was, but it was translated via, I believe, Cultaholic. And he was talking about how he's very, it's kind of the disgruntled employee, which is something that a few wrestlers have kind of gone through, openly spoken about in AEW recently, and just a little disgruntled. And he wanted more. He explained just since Rush has been signed that he has even more of a battery in his back to really get going, and then that was kind of the main thing. But at some point during the interview, he also spoke on, a match he had with Sammy Guevara, I believe, or something like that. Sammy Guevara complaining about getting hit too hard, and Andrade like, "Yo, where I'm from, if I hit you hard, you hit me hard back." You know what I mean? Talking about these new age, these young kids.
I as a fan standpoint, or just like when I heard that, normally, I listened to a whole bunch of wrestlers on the podcast before, and it was just like, if somebody hits you hard, you hit them hard back as a sign of, yo, fucking relax.
Yeah.
Or, when you guys are in the turnbuckle, just be like, hey, man, he's up. Or whatever shit,
Yeah, but I guess Sammy was crying about it.
He got skinny ass arms. He can't hit that.
And then so Sammy took offense to this, and then he had words for Andrade. I don't have the tweets on hand, but it's basically like, yo, you a bitch. All this stuff. Andrade was like, yo, I said all this stuff to your face though. Like, so what's up? And then he was like, well, you were a favor hire, this and that. You weren't even supposed to be here.
The favor hire was crazy.
Which is crazy. And then Andrade was like, all right, bet. I'll see you on Wednesday. Now, at this point, I'm still thinking this is a work. I'm saying this is one of them work shoot bullshits they've been doing for the last like 6 months or so. I'm over it. I still at this point wasn't paying attention to it until about 7:55 p.m. Wednesday night. TMZ of all media posts there was an altercation backstage. Oh, but even before that, I didn't take that back. A couple hours before that, Tony Khan tweets, "Hey, that match versus career match that we're gonna have on Friday, which is a whole other what the fuck? Yeah, that's a whole other thing. But the match versus career match that we're having on Friday, it's not happening anymore. So Ted is gonna be in a trios match for Brody King. I mean, not Brody King, Brody Lee. I said, oh, okay. So at this point, I'm thinking, wait, this really happened? Did they really fight in the back? And then TMZ opens up and said, yeah, there was an altercation. Punches were thrown between Andrade and Sammy Guevara. And then at first, initially, the report says that Andrade and Sammy Guevara were both sent home. But as we saw on the show tonight, Sammy was very much there. Now, Andrade was not mentioned or seen at all. So take that for what you will. But yeah, that's kind of the timeline of what happened. It all happened within like 3 days. And then, Cyrus, what are your initial thoughts on all this?
I'm really glad you held that down way longer than I could get a cup of water. I could have filled up my whole goddamn Brita filter joint with how you held that down. So shout out to you for that.
Still a little time. I'm getting used to this podcasting thing.
I like not to, talk shit or, downplay all the hard work that you just did right there. But I can just truly and really say, like, I want to be honest. I don't give a shit. Like, I don't care. Like, when Andrade and Sammy started going at it, I was just like, well, you guys don't have a TV on storyline. I don't care about another week of work, work shoot bullshit on Twitter. And these niggas wasn't using GIF like House of Black was using all goddamn week. I don't give a shit about this. Like, every time I see an AEW wrestler tweet, I'm just going, I groan. I was like, come on now. Yeah. I'm sort of glad that a lot of other people are kind of like getting tired of the jig too. Is just like, why don't you guys just tell good stories on TV rather than having to resort to Twitter on all this shit? And I'm just like, you niggas are behind. Y'all trying to catch up to me.
Yeah, right.
Like, this shit this has always been an issue on AEW. I think kind of like since last year, and it's only been, sort of propelled, I would say since last year. And it's because that you fuckers liked it so much.
Yeah, I think people were really like into it when it was the MJF stuff, and then kind of the Eddie Kingston CM Punk type of deal, and then
Yeah.
at some point, I think me and you have both talked about it multiple times on this podcast. At some point, people are gonna get their feelings hurt, and getting to that point where people are getting their feelings hurt. Punk had his feelings hurt. MJF had his feelings hurt. Now Andrade had his Sammy, all of them, like these work shoots, yeah, they work, but like when you're like also when it with a work shoot, there's two parts of it. There's a work and then there's a shoot. You know what I mean? Yeah. So at some point, the shoot
be hurting more than the work.
The shoot hurts more than the work. So it becomes very convoluted. Now you're alienating fans who have no idea what's going on Twitter. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? People were expecting to see a match versus career match on Friday, and now they're not getting it. And not explain why Andrade is not there all of a sudden. It's just like, what the hell, man? It's not. I don't even know how to explain it. Like it's. I don't know if
it's stupid. It's dumb. It's not beneficial.
Dumb. It's not benefiting anybody. That's the problem.
And I thought when the media scrum thing was going on, and people were just like, well, during the media scrum thing, where a lot of publications were like drip feeding content and stuff like that, you see people or info on the thing, Fightful and Wrestling News Observer, I think it's very much clear that they are the AEW cleanup crew whenever it comes to like PR or like, other silly shit like that. Like, Tony, they don't say shit until Tony Khan gives them a word, or, they always trying to, have excuses for him. And then people were just like, nah, man, I love it. It's so WCW to be controlling the media like this. Huh? You fucking serious?
Mm-hmm.
This shit is a joke. You could not get me to care about Sammy Guevara ever. And then you've done a massive disservice for Andrade. So I truly don't give a shit what he does. To me, this work shoot was more about Andrade just being like, man, I can't wait to leave this motherfucker.
He was. I feel like Andrade was trying to pull the Bobby Fish move, because he feels like that might be the only way to get out of this.
Amen.
And unfortunately, I think he's too much more valuable than Bobby Fish, so I don't think Tony Khan going to let him go. He's probably just going to get suspended for a long time, and probably get a fine or something.
From a slight source, it kind of got what is it? Chat was moving a mile a minute. When it dropped, I think it has been said that Andrade has been fired, but we'll wait. We'll see what happens with that.
We don't know about the last batch of people what their status is at this point. So who even knows?
Yeah,
they might not say anything.
We'll see what happens tomorrow morning when Fightful finally gets the okay to say something.
Yeah. Also, we don't know the full story yet. By the time this is out, we'll probably know. But I do think it's a little telling that Sammy Guevara was still able to stay on the show, and Andrade was sent home. So I do kind of wonder what really happened backstage.
Yeah,
so the initial report said that Sammy threw the first punch. That's what the initial report said. I don't know how true that is.
I didn't read the TMZ report. Yeah, he just pushed him.
Okay.
I think that Sammy Guevara wanted to smoke. Like Andrade started it by saying shit on the podcast, but Sammy is clearly the aggressor here by acting out. And yes, he should be punished, but he's not. He's in the main event of this fucking show.
Yeah.
So Sammy, what is it? Neil said Sammy Guevara knows where the bodies are buried.
He knows something, man.
I think it's crazy, but
the second altercation in 2 months now?
Yeah, what is it? Justin was like, is Sammy Guevara really worth this trouble? I really don't even think he's that good of a wrestler or a good promo.
or a
Like
good
he just
person.
seems to kind of just, yeah, he kind of just seems to be a unlikable person backstage. That's like all he really got going on for him.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he got a pretty punchable face. I feel Eddie Kingston and Andrade.
Um,
That's all I got,
that's
man.
it.
I'm over this bullshit, man. Get this shit out of here.
Can we get like, I don't know. I feel like, can wrestling gods please, can you give us something good to talk about? Like I think that'd be really great. Um Next we got more AEW shit. Man, I want to say this, man, before we get into this.
Yeah.
I miss when NXT had leakers, bro.
Why you say that?
I need somebody to leak some shit about NXT, because I feel like there hasn't been a backstage report or anything around that shit for a really long fucking time.
Nothing of importance. Nothing.
Can Sean Ross or somebody at Fightful get one of these college kids numbers?
Well,
can somebody get Thea Hale's number, bro?
Well, we know why stuff not leaking in NXT anymore like it was before.
But we can't say that out loud.
I'm not gonna say who, but somebody left there, and all of a sudden, all the news stopped coming out. Hey, y'all guess who it is if you want to.
Hey, they got rid of all the indie scrubs that fucking like Meltzer and shit. So
yeah, so
can somebody get
none of these college guys, none of these college athletes know who Sean Ross is. They do not care.
Can somebody get Hank Walker's number, bro? I know he knows something, bro. Can y'all extract some information from this nigga?
It's probably nothing go. It's probably just nothing going. They probably go to work, go home, train, and have sex with each other. That's all they doing.
All right. What is it? They just
that's all they do.
Go to TV and then Hero-gasm. That's what they got going on, bro.
Every week on Instagram, I see a new NXT couple that wasn't a couple a week ago. So you tell me. All my faves getting booed up.
Hey man, if Quan lying, he flying, bro.
All right,
but Tony Khan wants to address bad faith criticism on his booking style. And before you read this article, I just read something in the Wrestle Chat that said that Tony Khan is trying to win Booker of the Year from Dave Meltzer. So I know whatever he's gonna say here is some wild shit.
You know what? All right. He was on Busted Open Radio per usual on whatever day he does it on. I don't listen to Busted Open Radio. And I quote, "I see some of the stuff people say, and I always want to take anything in good faith from the fans, but I do see a lot of people adjacent to the WWE in bad faith talking about the level of build. Well, there's a lot of build around a lot of these matches, and it's also go back and watch an old wrestling show from the 80s or 90s, and sometimes you'll see two wrestlers wrestling for a spot, wrestling for the win, the winner's purse. This trope in wrestling that needs to continue to be a thing. You can call it a cold match if you want, but sometimes things are out of new issues. Not everyone is going to have weeks or months of build going to it, although a lot of stuff should."
Is the winner's purse what he is like referring to with all these random opportunities that he like gives niggas? Like the big chip, or Casino Battle Royale, or the Battle Royale, all that sort of shit? Is that what he's referring to as the winner's purse?
I guess he's more referring to like kind of older 80s, like Mid-South stuff, like the kind of the thing, like the gimmick would be like the winner gets the winner's person to get more money than the loser does, and that's kind of people's motivation to wrestle. Jim Ross often brings it up a lot. He'll bring it up like an old WWF shows. He'll bring it up a lot, or like I think he did it on AEW a couple of times as well. He'll like, oh yeah, this is for the winner's purse, yada yada. But I feel like it's not really emphasized by the characters as much. It's kind of like a thing that's kind of like haphazardly thrown in there. I guess it's just to be like implied that people are wrestling for the winner's purse or whatever. But I guess you can feel that way. My thing with all this is just like, just because it worked in the 80s and 90s don't mean it works in 2022. This is a whole new generations of fandom. I know some things do work, but some things we got to like kind of move on from if it's not working. There's a lot of matches on Dynamite that just kind of happen, and like the crowd doesn't really seem to like. For example, even tonight with Jay Lethal and Darby Allin, I felt like the crowd was pretty cold, and it was just like, yeah, because what do we have to like? Sure, these two guys can wrestle pretty decent, but like, who cares? You know what I mean?
Yeah, we're really gonna talk about that
We're gonna
when we
talk
get to the
about
show.
it. That's just the first example I can think of.
There's seriously, I think, like, what do we got on the docket here? Yeah, like all our main topics are proponents of, all right, these guys wrestle good, but you know, who gives a shit? These guys are bland and boring as hell. Like, Brett alone is really fucking good. But like, let's get some flair in there, bro. Let's put some tomato soup on the side or some shit. You feel me? Like, but nah, the bad faith criticism about his booking style, I don't think is bad faith criticism. I just think like
that's what I'm more into. Like, why do you think it's bad faith?
Because it's against them. Like, I just think that these tropes are like really bad. Like, I get it, you know, during the summer, you kind of had like, you know, blitz of injuries and like important people being out. And then, you know, they finally came back and then you're still booking garbage.
Yeah. Or not even that. I'm more.
Go ahead.
I'm more just kind of like, at this point, why are you still like bringing random guys in to wrestle matches when you have a whole roster of people complaining how they don't get time on TV? So let's bring in. I hate bringing them up all the time, like Mance Warner. What? For what? Or like, yeah, or like, you know what I mean? Just like, what are we doing?
Not even dudes in the back just being like, hey, I want to be booked. I want to be on the show. Why the fuck is Juice Robinson getting this for some shit he did in New Japan?
Yeah.
Fuck that.
It not even like it's guys that like people are like clamoring to see. You know what I mean? Like, don't like, yeah. Bandito's a great wrestler. I'm not gonna take that from him. But no one was clamoring to see Bandito. I'm not clamoring to see Juice
like
Robinson.
nobody was clamoring to see Bandito versus fucking Chris Jericho.
That too.
But not even that. Like, not even, you know, let's take out criticism, you know, Twitter criticism aside. Like, on this show, I know we personally don't really talk about or care about ratings much, but it is kind of the topic of conversation that dominates AEW. So I feel like we kind of have to talk about it. But like, you bring in these random dudes, they have random matches, is truly not doing anything for your show. Like, you could look by the quarter and it's like, it is bad for product. Like, fuck, you know, if I don't like it, there's thousands of other people that don't like it either.
Your own core fan base don't even like it.
Two weeks ago, you had more than like, what is it, 40,000 people tune out?
Mm.
You literally have a show that is fucking goes downhill like the downstock emoji. How do you not take that into account? How does that not make you want to be a better, like, you know, change up your game plan? I think that's the true criticism that I have about Tony Khan, is that like, he just continues with the garbage. It's clearly not working at all, and he'll still do it.
I do think that's something that him and Vince kind of have in common, but I think in different ways. That makes, they're both very stubborn in ways, but I think that because Vince is more, I think just because Vince knows he's been doing this longer, it makes more sense. His stories aren't as, I don't know how to explain it. I think it's just an experience thing. I think it's because Vince has a general idea of what people want to see. And I feel like Tony Khan just has an idea of what he wants to see. Or what he
That's cool. That's cool.
You know what I mean? Cool. If that makes any sense.
Nah, I hear you. But now I want to provide an example.
Yeah, go ahead.
I know a lot of people might not like this example, but it's just us, so fuck them. People do not give it, like, people kind of did not give a shit about Madcap Moss. Look at him now. Look at him now.
He gets reaction. Even with that bullshit he got in a gear, he still gets a reaction.
But, okay, right? Madcap Moss, we didn't care. We all thought like it was like this weird thing that Vince has going on, right? Right?
Yeah.
I don't see that for Wheeler Yuta. So why is he opening the fucking show? A lot, and I say but throw that with a couple other thousand people that tune out whatever the fuck Wheeler Yuta's on the screen, because MJF was this big ass draw, and then last week you get like 5,000 people tuning out because he's in that bitch with fucking Wheeler Yuta. Like, niggas don't give a shit about Wheeler Yuta, dog. And then maybe you could pull up some demos with like people not really caring about Madcap Moss. But with the story that is being told with MJF right now, I don't see how they're possibly going to care about Wheeler Yuta at this point.
It's not uphill battle. Say that much. Godspeed.
I don't even think it's uphill. I think it's just a wall.
They got a parkour up that.
Good fucking
the wall
luck.
like American Ninja Warrior.
Shit. Wheeler Yuta look like a wall runner.
I don't know what that means.
Not in a good way.
I don't even know what does that mean?
Niggas used to call me weird in school. Yeah, niggas, you were trying to run up the wall and shit, trying to double jump like Captain Falcon.
You and Naruto running?
Definitely, bro.
Side note, I actually I started the first episode of Naruto. I just wanted to see what it's about. I thought it would be more mature. maybe I have to watch the other one. Is Shippuden the one I have to watch?
No, I don't. I actually did have a conversation about this on the lookout before we move on to our next topic, because honestly, I'd rather talk about this than fucking more AEW. I would say Naruto is a coming of age story. I think it's a really good story. Like the start, it kind of like gets wonky at like certain points, but like I do think like from beginning to canonical end, it's a pretty deep, it's a pretty good story between between two rivals. Shippuden, I definitely think it did go that mature route at the start, and then it kind of wavers a little bit.
Okay.
If you talk to any Naruto fan, truly, I feel like they'll all tell you the same thing, with saying like the final like arc, or like the final kind of just the final arc just kind of goes all over the place, and the quality just kind of goes down.
I know like 4 people personally who have Naruto themed like tattoos on their bodies. So I'm like, this show must be fire. You know what I mean? This show gotta be heat.
As a watching Naruto when I was like 11 to like 15, yeah, that shit was pretty hard. That shit was hard.
Is that what it is, maybe? Because I didn't grow up on it.
For me, it's similar in like the Dragon Ball Z realm, but like I don't hold Naruto to that infinite regard where like, I don't no criticism can be had about it. But like, no, Naruto, really good. Shippuden, I would say after a certain arc, it kind of loses that maturity. And then it just, they kind of just phone it in at some point. What is it? Make sure you get the filler. The filler list, so you're not watching bullshit episodes.
I looked it up. I was warned.
You might want to watch that shit at like 1.2 speed at some point. Yeah. You feel me?
I might.
Sometimes it kind of goes.
I know we're
slow.
on a tangent. I'm gonna drop this after a second, but I'm actually like on season 3 of Attack on Titan. I'm finally watching Attack on Titan. It's taken me years, but I'm finally on season 3. Pretty good. It's a little slow in some spots. I think it could have picked up, but you know what I mean. I think the battles, the fight scenes are pretty good. It's a lot of characters I got to keep up with too.
I definitely want to tap back in at some point. My main issue is that I always found Attack on Titan really fucking ugly. And I heard that they changed I heard they changed the animation around like season 2. So like maybe I'll tap back in at some point. But for Halloween, what I'm doing is that I'm reading Berserk, which is legendary. And this shit is a lot of fucking pain. Like yeah, man, that shit hurts. But it's probably like what is it? The main character in that is probably one of the most like emotionally stunted men in history, and you get to see like why is like
he looks
Berserk
cool.
Berserk is literally unpack that trauma, the manga. Like, why are you like this? Let's unpack that. It is just like pain.
I love the art. Who does the artwork on this? This is really good. I love this.
Um,
You know what it reminds me? It reminds me of whoever the dude who did Akira. What's up, my man's name?
mhm.
Oh, I
uh,
forgot that name. Tony. I
the
forgot his
the
name.
author of Berserk actually died. Um,
Okay.
Died last year, and oh man, I was about to go on another tangent, but let's move on, man.
We can't. We can't.
Uh,
We can't.
I what is it? I've been talking about Berserk with Justin all the fucking time and like some other friends, but that I guess I can save that discussion for another time. Feel free to talk about it. Talk about Berserk to me on my other Twitter. I I I just started I just met Guts just met Keska. So I don't know anything yet. Please slow it the fuck down. Yeah, that's it. Bandito got a AEW contract last week, and
Yeah.
apparently, somebody at WWE was watching his match against Chris Jericho and said, "Damn, we really need this nigga," and then he signed with AEW instead. So,
According to the dirt sheet, we don't know how true that is. I mean, it's a possibility. I believe they probably had eyes on Bandito a long time ago. I'm sure this wasn't the first match they saw. Oh, we need this guy now. You know what I mean? Good for Bandito. He might be another guy lost in the shuffle, though. I'm a little concerned about that.
Absolutely, yeah. You sign to AEW. Any booking woes that you have, shit, that's your problem.
That's a lot. I wonder if he's gonna start letting some guys go. He has to start letting some guys. This is ridiculous. Like 150 guys on his roster. This is getting nuts. Some people got to go. This is too much.
Yeah, I think I truly think it's funny that AEW is not getting a lot of flack for hoarding or poaching a lot of shit like NXT has, because there are so many guys on this fucking roster that complain about not getting booked.
Oh wait, NXT
hour.
NXT about to start hoarding too. You just wait. Ain't gonna be no indies. Indies are done. Whatever left of it, this is about to be done.
You know, let's talk about that. I know a lot of people. I feel like we talked about it a little bit last week, but what is it? A lot of people are going to be like kind of upset about, you know, NXT kind of just having a developmental everywhere, but niggas everywhere kind of have a wrestling dream. So
yeah,
I think it's okay. Will Ospreay was on the Talk is Jericho like way back, I think like 2017, 2018. And he was talking about, you know, sort of trying to highlight Australia's indie scene, you know, try to put a little highlight on that because it's like untapped territory. Now, let's take that logic and then let's put something in Greece. Let's see what Greek talent that's out there that isn't like never been explored. Let's go see some more African talent in Ghana or Nigeria or some shit, you know. Let's see if there's some niggas in Mongolia that really know what's going on.
Mongolian chop. The move's right there.
Oh my God, yeah, let's go see some Peruvian niggas, you know. WWE has been around for a really long fucking time. And what is it? Dante Chen is the first signee from Singapore. Now about that.
Was it Ho Ho Lung from Singapore, or is he from somewhere else?
Oh no, I don't think so. Well, okay, they kind of gassed him up as like the first like Singapore wrestler when he had his little video package stuff, right?
Who? Dante Chen?
Dante Chen, yeah.
Probably.
Like they were gassing up like how important his like signing was as, you know, representation for Singapore. But like, let's apply that logic to like everywhere else. Like WWE is literally global. So like, you know, there are so many people that are, you know, kind of interested regardless of what you tweet online.
Yeah.
So it kind of just is what it is.
I'm fine with it. We'll see how it goes. Like I said before, I'm just really interested to see how NXT Japan goes. If they ever do NXT Japan, I just want to see how that goes. I'd be very interested.
I think we actually said that last week.
I think we did.
To see what's going on. Speaking of Japan, rest in peace, Antonio Inoki.
Oh, absolutely.
That was really sad. And my friend, she kind of just she only watched like New Japan for a little bit. Uh Alora, I did the Stardom show with her and stuff like that. She's never really seen Inoki matches. So when I was like showing them clips and stuff like that, they were just like, "Yeah, man, this shit hard."
You know what's
Still to this day, I wish niggas wrestled like that. Still,
you know what's crazy? I'll be honest with you. I haven't seen a lot of Antonio Inoki matches. I really haven't. I think I've seen the one where he shot on the Great Antonio, the big fat guy, and that's the one I can remember off the top that I've seen. Which is it's sad. I should probably look into some of them later on, but yeah, surprisingly, I haven't watched a lot of Antonio Inoki matches. I have not.
It's I watched him versus Vader for Spot Callers. Justin mentioned it as well. I seen a 6-man that he had with some folks. I forget, but it's on like my YouTube history or whatever. And I would say that the reason why I'm always like, oh man, I really wish that people wrestled like this more. It's really because it's simple. It's like
it's more shoot style.
Less is so much more now. Like to me nowadays, so like seeing these dudes go, sometimes 10 to fucking 40 minutes and only 6 suplexes have been done so far. That shit's fucking crazy, yo. And they still had the crowd like, in the palm of their hand. So, absolutely. When I hear niggas, old dudes being like, oh man, these young dudes kind of really doing way too fucking much. I look at matches like that and I'm just like, yeah, like, I don't know. I just think it's so much more interesting. Like, I know like high flyers and stuff like that and luchadors always like, sort of did their thing, but like, niggas like Ospreay or, Sammy Guevara, like the AEW shit is not really fire to me.
I'm looking at his Wikipedia page. Do you know he's Muslim? I just found this out. His name is Muhammad
Inoki. I read that in the chat and I thought they were joking.
No, I mean, it's Wikipedia, so it can be edited, but it's even got a dead ass. I think he at some point he must have converted to Islam. Maybe after he met Ali. I don't know.
Shout out to the brother. Shit. After he probably ruined his legs, he was probably just like, my bad, dog. I'll convert for you.
Let's talk, man.
I always thought that was really fucking cool. What is it? They had Inoki and Muhammad Ali has the match, and Inoki's kind of like that bout is kind of the reason why like Muhammad Ali like sort of retired. I always thought that was a really cool fact. I never seen a match, but I thought it was cool.
I've never seen it. I think I've seen like clips here and there.
Yeah, I always seen clips and here and there, but I might check it out one day. Yeah, man. Antonio Inoki, Winston Misawa, the big four or whatever.
Hold on, before you go any further, this guy, we might need a biopic of this guy's life. At one point, when he during his first term as the House of Councilors, Inoki successfully negotiated with Saddam Hussein for the release of Japanese hostages before the outbreak of the Gulf War. What? This nigga
was a wrestler. This nigga was a wrestler, yeah. Hey man,
that's awesome.
Tanahashi and Okada ain't do no cool shit like that yet.
Also, first ever Japanese WWF champion, even though it doesn't count because it was some weird thing going on. I don't know. I think he like beat Hogan. I forgot the story, but he's not recognized as the first Japanese champion like officially, but he is. Actually, is he the only one? Yeah. Shinsuke never won it. He'd be the closest one. Yeah, I guess he's the only one.
According to WWF lore, Yokozuna is.
Yokozuna, you're right. I forgot. My bad. Yokozuna, absolutely.
I was watching Yokozuna versus Bret Hart matches. My whole boy was just like, that nigga's not Japanese.
well, technically, they never outright said he was Japanese. They said he just represents Japan. But
Okay. Let's get into AEW. I think we had enough fun.
Hold on, we want to do this now, or do you want to do the Patreon? No.
Oh yeah, we could do the Patreon segment. Still kind of tapping into AEW. Our Patreon segment, man. Shit, that whole front part could have been the Patreon segment. But it is our third year of Dynamite, and we're just gonna talk about some moments, some special stuff. Our least favorite and favorite moments of AEW. I'm actually gonna try to be very positive about this
Yeah.
part and just talking about all my favorite moments.
I got the Patreon up too. We got some answers from the Patreons. We never ask Patreon questions like we should. So
it's kind of just hard.
It's hard. It's hard.
It's hard.
It's hard. We're gonna do it more often. I'm gonna figure some stuff
but
out.
Especially, I think also it's kind of hard because sometimes like a lot of the people that answered here are in our Discord, so we kind of like talk to these people every day.
Yeah, that too.
And I already know you already got a whole bunch of bad takes, so I don't really be caring with these motherfuckers.
Relax. Are we on Patreon right now? Is the Patreon light on?
Yeah, boot it up. Yeah. That's a lot of the show. Kind of wish we were talking about anime and fucking manga more, honestly. But like, let's talk about AEW, Dynamite, NXT, and then we'll get up out of here. All right, AEW.
Before we go any further, look up the Discord while we were on our little break. Tony Khan and Ariel Helwani have an interview that comes out at 10:15 Eastern, so it's probably already out by now. So I kind of wish we would have waited until after to hear it, but it's fine. Also,
that is crazy.
According to Discord talk, Andrade walked up to Sammy and punched him in the face off the rip.
Oh, yeah, that's hard. That's fire. That's fire. That's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
Hey, he said he gonna do it. Follow the hey, join the Patreon. You want to find the Discord, you'll hear news that
you
you'll
get it before we can really talk about it.
yeah, that was
and then by the time this episode goes up for the public, like everything's like crazy.
Everything's out, but it's fine.
Should be moving fast on Wednesday, bro. But yeah, man. So wake up. Andrade's arrested. And then I was just like, how are we possibly supposed to be paying attention to this show with this going on? This was another instance where, the background or, backstage stuff absolutely triumphed the conversation of this show. But, I say that, then I kind of just stopped caring at some point. Turn on the show. I see Wheeler Yuta versus MJF, and I was just like, this is what you start with? Crazy.
I mean, it's MJF. I understand why they would start with MJF. This is the first match since he's come back. I get it.
I don't know. I think last week proved that Wheeler Yuta is a negating factor to it's MJF. So
let's get out the way. Okay, so I missed this.
I think they should have probably opened with like a little promo first, honestly, from MJF to the match. I think that would have worked a little better.
I missed the latter half of the match in the post-match angle because my computer like froze. So you have to carry this one. What happened? What the hell happened?
All right. So I would say personally, MJF doesn't wrestle often. And we talked about this before. I'm just not impressed with him in the ring. And I think that is truly a detriment to the whole operation at this point. You can't talk this much shit and be ass. Wheeler Yuta is really great. I do think he is true. He's truly an all around kind of dude. He's like a jack of all trades, but I think that maybe he should probably just like kind of scale back a little and try to master one of these things. Truly like an all arounder guy, but I think the brawling stuff that he has adopted since he's part of the Combat Club, kind of take that out. He had a really cool frog splash or like a splash from like fucking far shit.
I saw that. That was like the last thing I saw before it cut out.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I do think he don't be a high flyer, bro. No, it's a little too indie for me, honestly. Okay, but I think that Wheeler Yuta is really good. It's unfortunate that he's bland. If MJF and Wheeler Yuta could do like a fusion dance or some shit, I think they'll be a really like good wrestler.
Okay, so I actually disagree with you on the MJF take. I think MJF is a fine wrestler, a pretty good wrestler. I never saw an MJF match where like that was bad. I think pretty good. Also, I think him and Wheeler have good chemistry because I'm sure they wrestled each other 10,000 times on the indies at some point. It's
Mhm.
obvious that they know each other and are probably friends in real life, so they probably have good chemistry. What I saw of the match, I thought it was pretty good. I'm with you on Wheeler. I kind of wish Wheeler would have said, technical guy. I feel like they don't have a lot of those guys anymore. It's
Yeah,
just
and
like
now
Angelico
that's
and
what
Lee
attracted
Moriarty. That's kind of
that's
it.
what attracted us to Daniel Garcia. Like he wasn't,
Yeah,
doing
technical guy.
topes or Hurricane Runner. Like
He
Wheeler
stood
Yuta was
out.
kind of doing he was doing a lot of stuff that we see everybody do already. So like keeping it mat based or like really I thought that would have been fine. And I will agree. Like I don't think MJF is ass in the ring. That was just a general overstatement, honestly. Um, but I just feel like I'm not really impressed when he's in the ring.
You think
Like
you feel like the hype and kind of the everything that people say about him is not really matching up to what you're seeing in the ring.
yeah, like
You're not living up to the hype for you.
once I'm telling you, you take a mic away from NJF, and I think the shine just comes right off.
Mm. It definitely is
That's how
stronger
like
too. I think
like
he would say that.
like I know like people like to give a lot of like Miz comparisons. Um but I
Uh-oh.
do think
You
that
getting controversial? We getting controversial here?
Miz is a better wrestler.
Oh, okay.
Like psychology wise, like being a chicken shit heel wise, being that, disgusting like kind of figure wise, like Miz got that shit on lock. Like,
Okay, I think that's fair. Yeah, if you say Miz is a better storyteller, I agree. If we're talking about just
okay,
technical wrestling style,
but
MJF is a better
okay,
wrestler.
how about like
I'm with you on
how
that
about
though.
this?
I'm with you. I see where
Uh,
you're coming from.
and I would also like to add is that when you take like I said, you take the mic away from MJF, and then like the shine comes off. But you could take the mic away from the Miz, and he could still tell that story in that ring. MJF can't.
Okay, that's a take. That's a hot take. I, I'm not mad at it. I'm not mad at it. I see where you're coming from.
That is my hashtag analysis.
That's a hot take,
Um,
but I see where you're coming from. I'm not mad at it.
okay. Post match, I thought was some of the most bizarre shit that I've ever seen. So they have a good, clean match, with besides like the eye poke and the eye raking
Yeah,
stuff that happened only like once.
yeah.
MJF isn't outright cheating in this match or trying to be like really deceitful or anyway, which I thought was really weird of his character. Um, but Willie Yuta is just like, you beat me. Fuck it. Shake my hand, show some respect to each other. And then MJF is just like, mm, reluctant about it. Like
Yeah.
I don't know where this comes from his character.
Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. Why would he shake his hand?
And then Lee Moriarty from the firm comes out to beat up Wheeler Yuta, and MJF is just like, the fuck you did that for? I didn't ask you to do that. And then I was confused because I was just like, you paid MJF don't know how to find good help because he hired Butcher and the Blade and they never worked out for him. He hired Warlord, the nigga turned on him, and then he hires a firm and the niggas don't listen. And then MJF is kind of just like MJF is like confused, but obviously he's not like helping Wheeler Yuta, but like he showed that he has like some sort of compassion for Wheeler Yuta, and I thought that where does that come from this character?
Only thing that could see because they said we were on the road up and down together, but still, that still doesn't make sense for someone like MJF as from what we've seen on the TV show for the last 3 years. Yeah, it doesn't make much sense to me that when you put it that way.
And then what is it? Stokely Hathaway comes out, and then he has the Dynamite Diamond ring. Well, why the fuck does he have that? That shit usually in MJF's draws, bro.
We'll find out.
Or in Wardlow's pocket. So how do you have that?
I'm more interested. Are they like are they like implying that there's tension between the firm and MJF already? Did they just put them together like 2 weeks ago?
Yes.
I'm a little lost by that one. I gotta go watch it.
Yes.
I'm confused by that.
Narratively, makes no fucking sense. We have not seen any tension between him and the firm. And the first time the firm tries to do some shit for him, who the fuck told you to do that? It's truly hard to hire good help. And then I thought it was weird because they're sort of making it seem like Stokely is like the devil that's on MJF's shoulders. And I'm just like, where the fuck did that come from?
Yeah. I'm not
Hey,
sure, man.
We get like, I thought it was great to interview Stokely Hathaway. I thought that was really great. But at some point, we're going to have to honest about what the fuck is going on with this firm and his involvement in a lot of these feuds in AEW. Because I'm just narratively, it's never like anything he's done so far has narratively never made any sense to me.
Mm-hmm. I don't think it's working, but I mean that's for me. It's popping Twitter. If that means anything.
It doesn't mean a goddamn thing. I seen a lot of shit bullshit that make people cheer. Moving on. We got Wardlow versus the corpse of Brian Cage. He said don't call it a
Where did Brian Cage come from?
I know it was super weird, but apparently he's with some ROH stuff going on with Prince Nana and stuff like that. So that's
big fan.
That's cool if you like it. This match here, I thought it was whatever. Wardlow kind of just getting his shit off for a Brian Cage who hasn't been seen in forever.
Yeah,
I thought that was weird. So
for a pretty heatless match that just kind of just happened, I actually like this match, and I'm gonna sound like a hypocrite because I'm the guy who's like big men shouldn't be doing flips and whatnot, but I wasn't even mad at it this time. Actually, I just really enjoyed this match. I thought it was just two big guys really doing some athletic shit. Which I mean, at this point, if you're gonna have a match with no real story to it, you might as well let these big guys do some dumb flips or whatever. As long as Brian, not Brian Cage, as long as Wardlow doesn't make this a habit often and do this all the time. He seems to only bust it out when he wrestles other big men, probably because they're the only ones who could catch him from doing those big old moves. So, I get it.
I like that you mentioned that, honestly.
And this is his first singles match in God knows how long. He had to get his shit in. He's like, I'm gonna get my shit in, bro. I ain't had a singles match in about 2 months. Let me get my flip off. Let me do a little flip.
My thing, the only thing that I'll say about that is, we just talked about Antonio Inoki and like less is more. So Wardlow doing all these flips and shit did not get him the same reaction that
Power bombs did.
Yeah, the power bomb. Like Wardlow could have probably did 3 power bombs and the crowd would have went ape shit more than putting your doing these high risk maneuvers and stuff like that. Like that's where simplicity absolutely wins. That doing the power bomb, like I get it. You want the people to go up because I guess like during the commercial break they weren't really feeling it or they were kind of quiet.
It was quiet till he did that flip. I ain't gonna lie, it was pretty quiet.
I'm telling you right now. If he would have did like a pop-up power bomb or like a power bomb, some shape, form, or fashion in that, because I don't feel like he should be going along with Brian Cage anyway. But if he would have did like several power bombs, the crowd would have like tearing out their fucking face counting.
Yeah.
That's all. But yeah, I thought the match was whatever. What is it? I was kind of already tuned out a little bit because I thought the fucking post match of the MJF stuff was like really confusing, but like I thought this was okay. And what really kind of took me out of this show was the Jay Lethal and Darby Allin match. But there is a post match angle for this where another beatdown, Samoa Joe and FTR come out to help out even the odds. What is they're called the Embassy, I believe.
I have no idea. I don't even know who those guys are.
Was Prince Nana? Who was Prince Nana?
It was the Embassy back then. I don't know if it's still called the Embassy. It might be. Rest in peace, Jimmy Rave. But I don't know what it's called.
Yeah, man, that dude did die. Fuck, man. Very unfortunate.
Very unfortunate.
That nigga fucking DM me begging me for cash at some point. I said, "Damn shit."
Really?
Hard.
Was it actually him?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was going through it for a long time.
Yeah, it was from the actual account.
Oh wow.
Nigga really needed it.
Yeah.
Uh,
Prince Nana need to update his Wikipedia. Yeah, no news. Ain't nothing past.
yeah,
The last thing it says he was the manager of Donovan Dijak. That's the last thing we got. So I couldn't even tell
I'm
you.
crying, wheezing. But yeah, man.
Oh,
The
6 years
post match
ago.
thing though. The post match, I can't really say I care about this. I think it's just going to set up another multi-man tag and then whatever joint. War Joe is not fire to me.
Not feeling it.
I'm not feeling it. Um, I what did Wardlow do to get sent to ROH hell, bro?
They had nothing for him. I don't understand. They had all these plans for him to win the belt, and as soon as he won the belt, they don't know what the fuck to do. They couldn't even give him like the open challenge gimmick like they give everybody else. I don't
I'm
understand.
saying, like,
that.
please, you got Moxley doing this shit. Why have this nigga do it?
The TNT Championship has been the open challenge belt since the beginning, and now all of a sudden, when Wardlow wins it, we don't want to do the open challenges. What happened? Like at this point,
so fucking stupid. You even had the heel doing the goddamn open challenge.
Everybody, yeah, I don't get it.
But I would like to say that what is it? Dynamite on his 30-year anniversary started doing the post-match beatdown after goddamn every match.
Just like the old days. They had to bring it back a classic.
This is where I'm just like, they don't learn. Like the machine is not learning, man. Next, we get the National Scissoring Day segment with the Acclaim, which is probably the best segment on this fucking show. And, probably the best segment of a really long time.
It started off really, really good. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was fun. It was a fun moment. I thought the freestyle coming in wasn't Max Caster's best work, but it wasn't terrible. I think he's better off when he's making fun of somebody.
I thought it was crazy because I had no idea what the fuck he was talking about. Am I disconnected from current day?
He might be. What did he say? I don't even remember what he said. He said something about Joe Biden not stuttering. He did a lot of political stuff there in DC. I forgot what else he said. But yeah, and it was fine. I mean, the crowd was really hot for them. Obviously, all the crowds have been. Yeah, man, Billy Gunn super duper over. I wish he was at Raw. I just want to hear. I would want to hear the daddy ass chant at Raw in the Barclay because they would have did it too.
Is he going to be at Raw?
I don't believe so. He's not in any of the. I see Road Dogg. I saw X-Pac, but I didn't see anything with Billy Gunn in the promos. Excuse me. Yeah, I thought Bowens, this is the longest Bowens promo we've ever had. I thought he held it down pretty fine. I had no complaints about it.
Okay. Let's fast forward this a little bit because this promo segment is really fucking long. But the Acclaim killed it. I thought this was one of the most bizarre of Dynamite promos, but he was talking about uniting the nation. Everybody's talking about scissoring. Yeah. And I was just like, this is some American Pie ass shit. And it's kind of crazy how over it is. But he mentioned that they are like top merch sellers. I thought that was cool. And then they sent some shots at Swerve. They don't really send anything at Keith Lee. They try to do the all right on 3, scissor me. And then Swerve came out, kind of cut a mediocre promo, in my opinion.
Kind of killed the vibes. I ain't gonna hold you.
Yeah, I was just like,
I mean, I guess he's supposed to do that, but I feel like the quality of the whole segment just kind of went downhill once Swerve kind of came out. I was like, okay.
Yeah. It was whatever. And Swerve was just like, these jokers are who you trying to get behind? And I'm just like, yes, nigga. Did you not hear these people when they came out? Like, yes, nigga.
They're actually interesting.
Yeah, like, dog. I think it's so hilarious that Swerve is like, shit. He's what Harlan wish he was, bringing in all these fucking rappers and bringing the culture to AEW, and then he's getting fucking outdone, out cheered by the niggas that are saying "scissor me, daddy ass."
it's like a
That real nigga shit not flying, brother.
it's not, man. People look, man. As far as rappers have gone in wrestling, people like the corny raps that they can, that's really easy to remember. This what got John Cena over. Really corny raps, and that's just kind of it. But like,
them
you gotta
niggas
keep
brought
it simple,
Kevin
man.
Gates to but brought out Kevin Gates was just like, yeah, we fucking lit. These niggas saying, scissor me daddy ass.
You telling me dick all in your stomach wasn't gonna work on this on dick all in your stomach.
Swerve all in your stomach, bro.
Hey, yo.
That shit would have got him over, bro. Come on now. What is it? I know they kind of got what is it? It's when Justin called them the safe blacks on there, and I'm just like, yeah, you know what? They are. But I think I'm not gonna lie. I'm fucking with the safe blacks better than the fake hood niggas or whatever. Culture niggas, the hashtag culture niggas. Like Swerve is like kind of like, I feel like the Acclaim kind of know they corny.
Yeah, they play into
Swerve is corny, but he don't think he corny.
Yeah, they play into it. I think Swerve really thinks he's like cool and comes off cool.
That's
why when people keep telling when I talk about Hit Row on Twitter, people are like, well, it would have been better if Swerve. Like it would be less corny if Swerve was there. I'm like, you sure? I don't think so.
I think it would have been cornier. But yeah, man. Swerve says a whole bunch of shit and he pulls a rock out of his pocket to make a rock, paper, scissors joke. And I thought that was really funny. And then Smart Mark Sterling comes out, and I was just like, okay, this is where this is getting.
We've jumped the shark now. Now we're at a point where like
let's turn this off. I was just like, yeah, let's turn the TV off, big dog. Kind of just ruined the segment. I felt like it was not, his involvement was not good and it was poorly timed. But what is it? Swerve and Billy Gunn are gonna have a match in what is it, next week? And I was just like, dog, what year are we in?
Yo, Billy Gunn like double the size. Yo, Billy Gunn mad big. Like I really
fucking huge.
I didn't know. I really didn't notice it all those years in WWE. This just shows how big everybody was in WWE back then. Like when he came to AEW, he was. They gave him the big man battle royale spot. Could you imagine him having that's the Big Show spot? You don't give that to Billy Gunn. I don't know. I just thought it was funny.
Yeah, but in AEW you do. He about to make Swerve look like a goddamn twink in that bit, bro. I cannot wait to see the way this match goes.
Interesting. I would hope Swerve wins though, because that would make sense for Billy Gunn to win that.
Nah, fuck him. Next, we got El Sex Gods versus Danielson and Garcia. And when I realized that it's already 10 o'clock and we have 15 more minutes of the show, I said, ain't no fucking way. No, I can't say that I paid attention much to this match. I looked at my screen one time. I was trying to set it up on the PS5 and then I looked away. But I saw Danielson take a really nasty table to even break as normal.
Yeah, that shit looked painful. Oh.
And then when I saw it was just Garcia and Guevara in there, I was just like, dog, you got two of the blandest niggas going crazy right now.
Oh no, Sammy was getting heat. I'll tell you one thing. The moment he came out,
hate him.
The moment he came out, it was a "fuck you, Sammy" chant off rip. He was getting booed like you ever watch an NBA game and like when Kyrie goes to Boston and every time he gets the ball, they just boo the shit out of him. That was like what Sammy was getting for most of the match. This match was interesting. It was fine, I guess. Everybody kind of got their shit in. Sammy did a lot of moves, of like a lot of flips and shit, and it's funny because people wanted to react to Sammy's moves, but also they were like, "You still suck." Like after, I thought that was pretty funny.
Mark ass chant.
I remember it was the ECW show. They did it to somebody too. I thought, like one of the one night stands. They did that to somebody too. I think it was like busting out these wild moves. They're like, "You still suck. Fuck you." I think it was like Rey Mysterio or something. I don't remember. But What am I talking about? Oh, but so yeah, the match kind of finishes in the. This has to be a troll from Tony. I'm sorry, this has to be. It's only they had Sammy Guevara go over Daniel Garcia to win the match.
Maximum heat.
Max heat. That's that Bubba Ray Dudley. This is Bubba Ray Dudley booking. To get the most heat possible, even if it doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, he didn't win clean. Obviously, there was a weird spot where like Jericho hit Daniel Garcia with the belt in front of the ref, and they tried to pretend like the ref didn't see it when clearly it was right in front of the ref.
Like the ref is inspecting, like
yeah.
She's looking at him to make sure that Sammy Guevara is not like dog. AEW referees, bro.
I hate Aubrey.
Hey man, if you blind, you could get that job, bro.
But yeah, that was the match. The post match was Daniel Garcia looked like a sad puppy dog, and then Chris Jericho looking like a disappointed father. He had to beat his son. It's gonna hurt me more than it's gonna hurt you, is what he said. If we didn't say that, he said that.
Garcia always looks like no. Daniel Garcia always looks like a sad puppy dog, bro, and I think that's crazy. This man doesn't like look intimidating at fucking all. Yeah, whatever. I thought the match was with Jericho, or like Elzar's a terrible name for a team, going over. I thought that this kind of a poor main event. Just thought it was whatever. Quick hits, man. We got Darby Allin versus Jay Lethal, and I would say, oh man, who cares?
This was a very another one of those matches where just no real heat. It's kind of a matchup just kind of out of nowhere. I don't think there's really any storyline to this that I missed. I missed something on Rampage or something. But yeah, it was a match that happened, and then then there was a sign of respect. And then Jay Lethal initially was like, I don't want my boys out here. I got this by myself. And then they came out anyway, and he was like, yo, what the fuck y'all doing out here? And then
a breakup angle for a faction that we literally do not care about in the damn slightest is crazy. But whatever, they got to break them up somehow.
They broke them up. So I guess Jay Lethal's a face now.
But what the fuck is Sanjay Dutt gonna do with a tall dude if Jay Lethal's not there? Like, what do you plan on doing with this nigga? Period.
I don't know. He hasn't wrestled in a long. I don't think he wrestled in a minute. Satnam. Sanjay is not full time. I don't believe so. I don't know what they're really gonna do. I guess it's gonna be like Sanjay and Satnam versus Lethal and Darby. I don't know what that does for Sting. Well, Sting's taking some time off.
I believe Sting is gonna be doing the stuff in Japan with Muda, right?
Oh, that what that is? Yeah, he's doing like his last match or something.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he's probably gonna be on the a
little tour, a little promotional tour. It's cute.
That's cool. The women's trios match. It starts out with Britt Baker saying that Paige is not cleared, and I was just like,
which told me that she's cleared. Once she said that, I was like, yeah, she might be cleared then.
Yeah, I was just like, that's weird. And then the women come out, and I thought
it's a pretty good match. I thought it was a pretty decent match.
Can't say I watched it really. It was just on my screen. I can't say that I remember any spots from this. I would say, what is it? Because Ember Moon starts the match, right?
I don't even remember. Couldn't even tell you who started it.
I'll tell you right now, I don't know who she tagged to after that. That's how much of the match I did not watch.
I know this, but there's a pretty fun spot. Willow looked really good out there, and they gave her the win, which I believe is her first TV win. If I'm not mistaken. Can
she get the she's
graphic?
All Elite graphic already? Because I am so tired of you niggas asking every week, is she signed?
I definitely tweeted today. She's signed. She must be if you got the win. Usually, if you get the win on TV, that means you're signed. So that's good. And then at the end, at the post-match little fight, Saraya actually got physical. So that assumes so at most she can do a throw forearm. We don't. She had not taken a bump yet, so we'll see. But I have to imagine they're getting to the Britt Baker Saraya match. It seems like that's kind of the inevitable. And Tony Storm's still on the side, kind of just chilling.
I would have made Saraya getting more physical or getting physical, period, more of a moment. But this is AEW Dynamite; they don't know how to make.
I guess it was a moment.
So,
I don't think they wanted to stretch it out for too long. Can she even go? What's the point? I think I understand why they got it out the way.
Well, why would you have Britt Baker even say that? But also, what sounds better? She gets physical tonight with some random motherfucker in this match, or Britt Baker comes out, she's having a promo, Saraya comes out and actually hits her. Like, why would have her just beat on Britt Baker? That would have got a huge pop.
Cyrus, we only got 15 minutes of women's time on the show. We gotta get as much as we can out of these 15 minutes.
You use another 15. You use that 15 minutes when you're going head to head with NXT.
We're gonna see about that. That can be interesting.
Hey man. Suddenly, I don't have any time to watch Dynamite.
We have to watch it.
We gonna see about that. Rush and Hangman Page have a match. I cannot say I care about Rush at all, or the Andrade group. Apparently, the storyline now is Private Party is quietly quitting.
They're quiet quitting.
Who gives a shit? Why aren't you helping Andrade or Rush cheat in matches? Nigga, you just told them that they ain't worth shit like last week. Why the fuck would they help you?
This match was fine. It was what it was. More importantly, is probably the post-match angle with Jon Moxley coming out. And he had some words, general kind of Moxley words.
That promo had 1,000 words in it. That boy said, "Hey man, watch your fucking mouth." And I was just like, yeah, that's real. What is it? Sometimes I do see the appeal of Moxley, but he is not this guy 100% of the time,
I like this promo from this week. I fuck with this promo.
Yeah,
this
right.
Week.
No, this promo was fine. Even though it is a pseudo work shoot, but I do like him telling Hangman Page to shut the fuck up. You talk too much.
Yeah. See, if they're gonna do work shoots, I don't mind this kind of stuff. This stuff is not bad. It's the Twitter stuff. I don't need that.
Yeah,
the disgruntled employee stuff. I'm not being booked. I don't care. What I mean? Why do I care?
Yeah, I don't. Especially because the niggas are not getting booked their ass, or they don't have any good stories anyway. But now, if Moxley could be this character all the time, I'd kind of like him a little bit more. I was still kind of be soured on the in-ring stuff, but whatever. Win some, you lose some. This final segment here, dog, I don't give a shit. Luchasaurus squashes Fuego del Sol. Jungle Boy comes out, says some stuff. You broke my heart. I was just like, dog, pull your pants up. And then Christian says some shit. And then they're gonna be him and Luchasaurus are gonna have a match like next week.
I'm not even sure when it was announced.
Also, there's gonna be a battle of the belts soon. What the fuck? They just did one.
They do one every quarter, don't they? Am I bugging?
I feel like they just did one.
Let's look up. Let me open the spreadsheet. I can tell you when they did one. It wasn't that long ago. You're right. It probably was like 2 months ago.
Yeah, like why are you doing it again? Save that shit for like November or some shit. Throw that shit on for the holidays so niggas got something to watch.
Winter's coming in the holidays.
I guess.
Battle of the belts. That's it for AEW. You got anything else you want to talk about? That's all I got.
Oh no. I'm sorry, I spaced out. I don't got anything else. I thought this episode was probably like a 6.5. Nah, I'll give it a 7 point. I'll give it a 7.5.
Yeah,
I really did like the
it was a
I
fine
like the
episode.
acclaim segment. I really did.
I had no real complaints about this besides maybe the Jungle Boy Luchasaurus stuff. Also, Willow's.
No,
We didn't get into Willow's terrible promo, but it's fine.
because it's going to be happening on Battle of the Belts, and I don't give a shit.
Yeah,
Uh,
you beat
yeah,
me
she's
2
gonna be
times.
having a
Can
match
you beat
with-
me 3 times? Yeah,
girl.
I can.
No, sound
Oh, like
dumber.
yeah, I can.
It was just like you're 38. What is it? You're 37, and maybe if we had a match again, you'd be 37 and 1.
And one,
Maybe.
maybe I don't know.
Like, all right, man. Who the
Let's
fuck?
find
Like,
out.
get a writer in here, bro. What happened to you beat me, but I get back up? You know, some shit like that. Or you beat me twice, but I'm still standing.
Yeah, give me some sound of confidence in your voice. Put a little bass in your voice.
Give me some fire in that shit.
Yeah,
like,
man.
sound determined. God damn. Sound like a fucking loser on that promo.
Willow still got my heart though, so it's all right.
That's fine.
What's your
NXT.
NXT. Let's get through this. Now NXT. This episode,
I don't know. Yeah.
it wasn't
This
for me, man. I don't know.
episode
This episode. It was a show that happened.
This is a season premiere. I don't think they really fired off on all cylinders on this, but you know, same as AEW for like this episode where they just kind of didn't like go crazy with the shit. They might be saving up or, you know, really loading up the clip for that head-to-head.
Probably.
Yeah. But we have you called it addresses the public, but
what was it called?
It feels like a state of no, I don't know what it was called, but it's like a state of the union address from Pretty Deadly here. They came out in really funny costumes and they just started talking shit about people. And then for the main event, we get the Brawling Brutes come out and they were just like, hey man, you said some shit about Sheamus. We don't like that. And I was like, God damn.
I need hitters like that, bro.
Watch what y'all say about Sheamus on Twitter, man.
Also, that might be the most I've ever heard Rich Holland talk in my life. I don't think I've ever heard him that kind of promo for longer than like 5 words.
What? NXT is the perfect place for that.
Yeah.
They had a nice backstage segment too with Brooks and Jensen and Malik and Anofe. I thought it was really good stuff. I thought their involvement on the show was really cool, and I like that they had a backstage segment that like wove in, you know, actual NXT 2.0 2.0 folks, and kind of gave them a little confident booster to like go out there and do the damn thing.
Little rub, little main roster rub.
Yeah, little rubby rub. The main event was really cool. The only thing is soon as somebody tweeted or somebody said in the Discord, is Imperium going to interfere? I said, oh, fuck, that's exactly what's going to happen.
And they fucked it up. That's the worst part. They messed up the finish. Because like Ridge, because Ridge looked over at the entrance, but like I don't think Imperium had came out yet. So like he just turned his head for no reason when they were doing like with some I think like submission. He like turned his head for no reason. And then Imperium came out. Like I think like I had like a whole like 30 seconds, not 30 seconds, like it was like 5 seconds later. And it kind of killed it for me. But besides that, the match was good. But yeah, Imperium coming out, we should have saw that coming. I don't know why we didn't think about that.
I don't know. I thought they were just gonna have a match, and then you know probably I just thought Pretty Deadly would probably like win through like shenanigans or some bullshit anyway.
Yeah.
But when somebody was just like, "Oh, is Imperium gonna come out?" I was just like, "Oh yeah, Triple H is booking this," and then I kind of just like tuned out. Honestly, I'm not gonna lie.
Are you looking forward to Sheamus versus Gunther 2 on Friday, and then the
Donnybrook? Hell yeah,
the Donnybrook.
Hell yeah.
Yeah,
I feel like the match on SmackDown is probably gonna also end in a brawl anyway.
Me too. I don't think they're gonna finish doing that.
You know, they kind of give us a preview of like the match has, you know, something to look forward on the pay-per-view. So they're gonna give us a little preview.
Do you think they get the real match at like Saudi or something like that?
I don't know. I'm not gonna think that far ahead.
I mean, not that far ahead. I don't know. I mean, they can extend that feud that long, I guess. Yeah.
Maybe they could run another little 6-man or 8-man, whatever joint. We'll see.
Hey man, we getting Alexander Wolf back. What are you doing?
Alexander
What's Alexander Wolf doing?
Shit, who knows? Yeah, I thought the match was cool, but I kind of like tuned out once I kind of just predicted the finish. Once again, Alba Fire is attacking Toxic Attraction at the parking lot, and I was just like, motherfucker, we already did this. I was like, all right, man. Come on now. You did all this assaulting in the parking lot, kidnapping, and you still lost to Mandy. And you're gonna do this shit again? I think you need a bigger game plan. Put a bomb in that shit.
Well, Mandy got away in the getaway cars. I guess she just wasn't coming to work that night. The match got changed from a 6-woman tag match to just a number 1 contenders tag team match. No real explanation of why Mandy wasn't on the show. We still nothing really has been explained why the card was changed. But we got Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark versus Toxic Attraction. How many chances Toxic Attraction going to get these tag team championships? I don't know, because I feel like they were just in a number 1 contenders match like a month ago, but it's fine.
Yeah, like did they not beat Nikki Ash and Doudrop?
They did, and they were in like that fatal 4-way. No, they lost. That was Nikki's first win.
Oh, okay. That's why I was just like, oh, why are y'all having didn't y'all beat the main roster chicks to get this?
Why are they not on SmackDown? That's my question. What are we doing? Get these girls off the show. Oh my god, Mandy. I'm cool even Mandy staying, but get these 2 girls, JC and Gigi, go. Yeah, you can leave.
I feel like they need they could be on NXT, but maybe let's feature them a little bit less and get them on SmackDown a little bit more.
Yeah, because they're like on SmackDown once a month, but then they're like, just move them up. What are we waiting for? I don't understand it. I don't get it.
I'll say that this match is okay. What is it? The KC Squared promo or video package prior to this match had me almost turn my fucking TV off.
You know, the tender moments.
Yeah, I was just like,
that's a real friendship right there.
I was just like, hey man, y'all forgot that y'all got the belts, but y'all still some losers, yo. y'all still kind of some cheeks, man. Nikita Lyons and Zoe Stark win this match. They don't really feel like a tag team. They just feel like 2 entities or whatever. I definitely think, but like that might be the case. But I feel nothing towards KC Squared. So if these 2 were to win for the development of Nikita Lyons, like sure. I know there's a lot of people in our Discord are just like, well, KC Squared is the only official tag team on NXT, so they should keep the titles forever. And I was just like, I don't give a shit. They don't even have a tag team name.
They damn sure they've been together for like 5 years, have no name.
I don't give a shit. Like I don't think that point is as important as you think it is. They're the only step. Who cares? Because development on the developmental show comes first. And these 2 bitches not developing.
I think Caden's improved. I think Caden's improved a lot.
Well, I'll actually like retract that statement and say like if them losing those tag team titles to somebody else for someone else's development, yeah. Fuck some. Well, they're no, fuck semantics. Oh, shit. We get a terrible segment with on the Grayson Waller effect. Yo, Grayson Waller brought this shit down, but I also don't think Cora Jaded and Roxanne brought anything to this either.
Yeah, this was a mess.
That's fair.
I know they were supposed to be talking all over each other. And it's supposed to be the object was that like Grayson Waller was supposed to be like he can't control his own show, but this was just like it just sat. It just wasn't good. It dragged.
Yeah, I felt like whenever they were talking over each other, I was just like, shut the fuck up so we could like keep the segment moving. Um and I don't feel like when what they were saying to when they were cutting each other off wasn't like real shit anyway. It's just like, oh, well, you're stinky, type shit like that. And I was like,
I understand they're both really young, but it's not like a high school girl argument like over like fucking
like this is childish
over Facebook or some shit back in the day, or like MySpace when I was in high school.
Yeah, I feel like at one point one of these girls were gonna say as if.
Yeah, I will say there was when they brought the spin the wheel thing, and then Grayson Waller looked at the dude's sleeve to see if it was Apollo. That was funny. That actually made me laugh.
I was just like, hey man, unintentionally got racial.
that was pretty funny. I ain't gonna lie. When he pulled his arm, he saw it was a white guy. Like, okay, we're good. That was pretty funny. But then Apollo Crews actually came out and then like dragged him under the ring, and then Grayson came out with the red eye. With the red eyes.
Hey man, I don't know what Apollo Crews dragged him in there and farted in his face, and the boy came out with a two pink eye, bro. I thought it was crazy, but I do, yeah. This feud is terrible. NXT has a lot of terrible feuds going on right now.
Oh my god,
no cap. But I will say that I really do like that we spun the wheel already. So we don't have to come on this podcast and be like, oh, what do you think it's going to be? Like,
I didn't even
think we did it.
I forgot all about spin the wheel, make the deal. I'll be honest.
Mm-hmm. It was a lot funnier when, Johnny did the whole thing or when, Shotzi did the whole thing. But we get a Weapons Wild match, which to me just sounds like street fight.
Yeah, street fight.
And then there was a pick your poison. There was a pick your poison thing. Between Cora Jade and Roxanne. Yeah. I don't know what that's about. But
they said anybody on the roster. They said anybody, so it could be. I'm assuming that means main roster as well. So could be interesting.
Yeah, I see a lot of people just speculating. A lot of main roster folks speculating their faves and stuff like that. I don't want to take any guesses. Honestly, I'm really tired of guessing, man. I'm guessing.
My guesses are going to be Shotzi. I think Shotzi comes in and maybe that
would be a bad pick, honestly.
Yeah, a Halloween. Well, it won't be a Halloween, but maybe like a Shotzi.
Shotzi for who?
Whoever for she's a face now, so I guess for Cora.
Okay,
that match could be a mess. I ain't gonna hold you. That match might be a mess.
You ain't think about it much. You booked it, brother.
I'm just guessing. Who would wrestle Cora? I don't know, maybe like Bailey or something. If she wants to do it, she'd be willing to do it.
Yeah, I see.
But she can't lose though. If it's Bailey can't take that L.
I mean, shit. Roxanne shouldn't win anyway. She lost to Mako just like too long ago. So fuck it.
True.
I don't give a shit. I'm just saying that a lot. But maybe I'm gonna try to keep it. Let's have Mako return and put the beats on the Cora. Honestly, that might like Roxanne as a face. I feel like sticking Mako on Cora Jade might be like too devious.
No, I don't even think that's devious because Mako
would that be too devious of a face to do?
Yeah, because Mako got beef with Cora Loki. She's an honorable woman. She ain't like what she did.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I can see that. I could see that being Mako. Yeah, actually, you're right. I didn't think about that. Is she still? Do we know where she is? She still in the States, or is she back in Japan?
Probably. I don't follow her on Instagram.
Does she have Instagram? Does Mako have Instagram?
Mako's too good of a woman to be on my
on
my
TL. Too wholesome.
She can't be in there with the filth. You feel me?
Nasty.
So okay, I'm gonna go with Mako Satomura for Cora Jade, and then for Roxanne. Cora Jade seems to have stuff have kind of like something going on with Last Legend, so I'm gonna go with Last Legend. And if not Last Legend, I had the good idea while we were just talking about Mako. Let's have Blair Davenport versus Roxanne.
Oh, she's not doing anything. That's true.
Yeah, shit. A lot of the UK women aren't doing anything.
I'm assuming they're not there. They must have went back home.
I don't know when they're set to debut, but shit, they sure as hell sent Gallus ass home. Thank
Yeah,
God.
you know what I'm saying? They said Gallus,
Them niggas are sticking it up.
Nah, don't do
Dallas
that,
boys on
Gallus.
top.
Don't do that. I like their little barroom brawl they had last week. Don't do that.
I did it.
Don't do that.
So yeah, I think that'd be cool. I think that'd be interesting. We got the Creed Bros segment of the show. Can't even talk about the Duke Hudson portion, honestly. But
that boy got his ass what? Yeah, I went to go grab some water real quick. I turned around, that match was over. I said, "Damn."
that boy talk shit, got hit as normal. But
poor Duke Hudson.
You remember? I know I was possibly the only nigga that was thinking this when Brutus was beating Duke's ass for like no reason. But you well, I guess we're talking shit, but you remember, brace yourselves, people. You remember that DeCrossi storyline where Skinner had to get his testicles removed, so he kept fighting niggas, you know, to have to feel like a man again. Yeah. I felt like that's what Brutus was doing. Like, this thing got his ass whooped like a bit. He was just like, "Nah, I gotta get my manhood back." And he just started beating the fuck out of Duke Hudson.
Real toxic masculinity.
Yeah, real toxic masculinity hours, bro. Beating the fuck on that man like that.
Yeah.
And then Damian Kemp. I know a lot of people like to knock on this nigga's voice a lot, but I think
he can't control that, man.
I think the type of heel that he plays, where he just, I think it works. He might not have that deep voice, but he sounds like an asshole.
I can't talk. I don't have a deep voice, so I can't talk shit.
I think it works for the type of heel that he is.
I forgot who tweeted. Someone said he talks like Carlton, and that's all I can think of. That's all I can think.
He talks like Evil Rich Kid. He probably talks like Carlton on that new on Bel Air.
Have you watched that? It's pretty good. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed that first season. No. You should watch it. Actually, it was pretty good. I really did like it. It was way better than I thought it was gonna be.
I'm not really a TV person. If they had a video game, I'll probably play it.
A Bel Air video game? What the fuck is a Bel Air video game? I want to go to bed, man. Let's get this over. What are we doing?
But before we get into these quick hits, man, Bel Air video game's crazy. Well, Julius is gonna be fighting for his brother's job.
Yeah, what the fuck? What the fuck is going on? If Brutus taking time off, he must be taking time off or something. Why is the stipulation happening?
I think that's crazy that he's just like, nah, right, shit.
Put my job on the line. You got this. Like, what?
I'm gonna be my brother keeper. Huh. I'm gonna defend that shit. Yeah, fuck it.
Brutus must be hurt.
Oh yeah, you don't see how his fucking shoulders fucking turn into grimace?
I mean, I don't know. Could you a bruise? Yeah, so I'm assuming he's gonna take some time off. But yeah,
yeah, that's gonna be happening at Halloween.
It'll be a fun match.
And before we move on to these quick hits, I know I'd probably smoke any other white person for doing it, but whenever Julius just turns into one of the Usos, bruh, that should be killing me, bruh.
Julius is definitely he one of them crazy white boys you want on your team. You want him on your side.
He a real spitter, man. He a real spitter on that fucking fight, man.
I don't know your life experience, but from my life experience, he's one of them white boys that like
he got some nigga friends.
He's loyal to you to the end. Like he'll ride with you forever, no matter what. Like, he down to ride. He cool ass dude. You know what I mean? He a wild nigga. Like he'll do some wild shit. If you know what I mean. But he cool. He cool. As long as you on his good side, you good with him. Y'all straight for life. You know what I mean? You see him out at the bar, he'll buy you a drink. He's like, "Yo, we're about to take this shot. Come over here." He's that guy. I respect that. I think it's why I like him so much. I know that guy. You know what I mean?
He seems more human than all these fucking indie nerds that are acting. Quick hits. We got Oro versus Carmelo Hayes, and I thought this was a good match, but the only thing that really bothered me was, damn, nigga, you got a chick that beat Oro too? Really?
Did she beat Oro?
Yes. Trick Williams interference. I was just like, come on, you 2-time North American champion. You got to cheat to beat the new nigga?
To be fair to Oro, well, look at the record. He is 9-4 on TV this week. He's won way more than he lost this year. Let's throw it out there.
That.
Just saying.
Fuck that. You got to cheat to beat the new nigga, man. The fuck are we protecting Oro for?
He's not new.
He's gonna be in a ladder match.
He's not new. This match was a match that happened. This is definitely one of the matches where there's no real stakes. It was just a match.
Yeah.
If I'm gonna give AEW shit for it, I'm gonna give NXT shit for it too. It's just a match that happened.
It's just one of those things that they book when niggas are just waiting around to be part of a ladder match. Like, you gonna forge a little chemistry before you get in there, which it makes a little more sense. But whatever.
I guess if there was a purpose to the match, it was the means to have Carmelo Hayes on commentary for the next match, which was Andre Chase versus Von Wagner. And
I'm kind of mad he's not gonna be in it, dog.
I'm a Von stan, but I think they made the wrong choice. I think Andre Chase should have been in the ladder match. I understand they like to have the big guy in the multi-man ladder matches. They like to have a big guy in there. I get it, but I think I would have liked
honestly. I feel like Von Wagner probably should have beaten, or he probably should have been booked against Frazier instead, and then beat him to get into this.
I want Frazier I want Frazier in there.
I don't think I like Frazier, but I don't think he's gonna bring anything new, or like he's not gonna bring. But that we kind of you have to have sort of diversity in this, but wrestling diversity. So I don't think that Frazier can do anything that Wesley can do, that Oro can do, that Carmelo Hayes can do.
That's fair.
So I think Andre Chase not really being a high flyer type dude could do something different in this ladder match besides having, what is it? They about to have 4 flippy niggas in Von Wagner.
Yeah.
You feel me? And then also I think it's kind of what is it? Who is he facing for his opportunity?
Nathan Frazier?
Yeah.
Axiom. They're doing the last match.
Oh, okay. Also, I thought they weren't doing that, so I was gonna complain about that. I was why is it the third spot?
They did a promo for that. Also, Axiom in a turtleneck. I don't know why it's so funny to me. I don't know why.
What kills me about that turtleneck is that the turtleneck is not black. It was like a dark gray, and I was just like, why didn't you get a turtleneck that matched the mask?
Nah, because they would have I think it would have looked weird if it was all black. I don't know. I don't know why a masked wrestler in a turtleneck. Someone pointed out it's like Vision or WandaVision when he had the turtleneck on, and they mean to death with the chain and stuff. That's what it looked like. I don't know why it's when he popped up on the screen with that thick ass turtleneck. it just made me laugh really hard.
It'd be cold as fucking NPC. Before we move on, the Andre Chase and Von Wagner, I really liked the match, and I just wanted to say that I'm really disappointed that the WWE shop Andre Chase, Chase U sweaters aren't the same as the one that Andre Chase wrestled in. If y'all
got high quality fabrics like Andre Chase,
if for Christmas, I'm gonna need the knitwear the Chase University shit on it. I'm gonna pay the 80, bro. I don't give a fuck. That shit hard.
Hey, I'm on WWE shop.
I'll probably settle for a tee, but I need the knitted sweater, bro, or a cardigan.
I'm on the WWE shop right now. It's Kane's 25th anniversary. Some of these Kane tees are kind of hard. You got a couple hard tees in this little collection here.
Yeah, that Kane belt is trash though.
That's just terrible. That's ugly as fuck. Wish you wouldn't sit a piece of shit. When wear his clothes.
Yeah. Veer returns, and I didn't realize Sango was so fucking big, bro.
How big is Veer? Veer's pretty tall, ain't he? No, he's like what, 6?
Sango was taller than that nigga. You see him?
Yeah, Sango's a big boy.
Dog, when Sango was just like, hey, and then he looked down at the nigga, I said, damn.
All right. According to Google, Veer is 6'4". Let's see what Senga is. Senga is 6'8". Jeez, he's 6'8". This is Josh Briggs all over again. Why do you think it's so tall?
Dude is fight dog when he because
you know
just
what it was?
Seen that Smack or Raw, nigga's pretty
you know
big, but what?
You know what it was? He was standing next to Shanky. That's why we didn't realize how tall he was.
Oh yeah.
he was with Shanky, right? Or am I bugging?
Yeah, he was with Shanky and Jinder.
No. Oh yeah, he was with Shanky. Dear. Okay, you're right. Because Shanky about 7 foot for no reason too. They do it out in India,
broke
man.
Them off and then did nothing. Nah, if they come back together, I think that'd be hard. We got to start prepping for the. Prepping for the Dusty Cup next year.
You already know what my complaint is going to be. As long as they're not boring foreign heels, that's fine. I don't want them to revert back to.
Hey,
you know what I mean,
Senga is the progression we're looking for.
Yeah, Senga had the character. You know what I mean? Veer, they kind of have him stuck in a weird spot. Let's not revert to the Veer stuff, please. Let's get Veer. Let's move Veer more towards Senga than Senga more toward Veer, please. That's all I'm asking.
Hey, will Veer get his ass pushed to NXT? I definitely think we're gonna get the more Senga approach here. I like Senga, he is.
I do too. I like Senga too.
I truly feel like he's probably one of the best background characters going on 2.0 right now. Like, I don't think any of his segments really hurt the show. I think all his improvement, all his segments where he talks to other wrestlers, I think it really improves the show. Like, he interacts with fucking everybody.
Everybody likes him. Everybody fuck with him. You know the guy.
Yeah, right.
That's the other guy at the bar. You see everybody just fuck with him. Oh, that's my guy over here, man.
Like
that's my boy. Senga.
That's so fucking weird. Like, I don't think there's many people on any show that everybody just fucks with.
Yeah.
Except heels, I guess, or everybody he interacts with, they all just love him.
I think maybe
and
Riddle.
Then he has
besides, at least the baby faces. Everybody fucks with Riddle on the show.
Yeah. And then also, I just feel I don't know. I think Senga segments are cool. No more of that. We get Zion Quinn versus Hank Walker. Shawn Michaels. I'm about to text you a parking lot. Meet me there. Uh-oh. We gotta talk, bruh. What is it? You know when McNulty will always meet the nigga at the FBI and then they'll just park side by side.
Park by side the window.
Yeah, that's how I'm about to talk to the nigga, chat. Yeah, bro. I'm about to have the gun at the side of this shit, bro. Say the wrong shit. I'm about to let this shit off, bro. This shit is crazy. Why the fuck would you book this?
Also, why Hank Walker ain't got no gear, man? Come on now. We know he's a trained wrestler. We already
at this point,
he has gear. Let me hit some gear.
He's probably unlocked gear at this point. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was watching this when Hank Walker took off that button up and I saw the jiggles, bro. I said, yeah,
the real man.
This is the everyday man, bro. I know a construction worker looking at Hank Walker being like, yes, this is what I like to see.
He gonna get over too. He gonna get over. I already see it. I see the vision. He gonna get over.
This is the everyday man.
Him and Quincy. I don't know what they're gonna do with that, but they're gonna get over. Quincy's
He's a
already
progressive everyday man.
Yeah.
Hey man, Hank Walker being
it's a real odd couple.
This nigga Dilbert, bruh.
Yo, I'm gonna give it 3 weeks for you dancing. He gonna do the running man. He definitely gonna do the running man and the cabbage patch.
No, it's cool. It's fine. And you know what? Shit, 2.0 can have characters like that. Fuck it. Next we get the dyad. We get the dyad. JC. They jump Grimes and there's somebody in a red hoodie. Yo, straight up. I know I said this a lot on this show, but boy, I do not give a fuck about this.
Sure don't.
No,
I'm with you on that.
No, and that's all I'm gonna say on this. I'm not speculating who's in that red, bro. This feud needs to end. That is the only thing I'm gonna say about this feud. It needs to end.
The White Rabbit. The White Rabbit.
No, it needs to end.
Who's the White Rabbit? Go right now before the pay-per-view, before Extreme Rules. Who's the White Rabbit? What's going on? What's gonna happen at Extreme Rules?
The White Rabbit.
Uh-oh.
Somebody didn't come to the mind quick enough when I lead into the mic. The White Rabbit. It's Nash Carter.
There you go. Can you imagine NASCAR? The Hitler mustache. All right, man, I'm done. I'm going to bed.
All right, that is
Let's
nigga
wrap this up. Let's wrap this up.
All right. This was a fun recording, I'm not gonna lie, despite not giving a shit about a lot of the stuff that happened on the show. But hey man, if you want to listen to us banter more like this early, subscribe to our Patreon, patreon.com/the A Show RNC. We have something special coming up next week. Look on your feed for that. Other Patreon benefits, you get our Patreon exclusive shows, you get the weekly shows early. Spot callers, we're going to be doubling up this month because shit, we really forgot for September. Life is crazy. What else we got? We got a YouTube channel. If you want to tap into that, please tap in. We got a charity that'll be in the show notes for the Wrestle Club in Brooklyn. Shout out to them kids, man. You probably seen them a lot on social media, getting a lot of love from all your favorite wrestlers.
And they'll be in Brooklyn too on Monday.
Oh shit, sick. So show some love for the kids, man. I know y'all. If you ever got some extra funds and you want to wonder what you want to spend it on, give it to the youth that have the same interests as you do. There's a lot of stuff going on in this community, but I think the kids definitely comes before all this other work shoot garbage. You can follow the A Show Network on Twitter at the A Show RNC. You can follow Quan at the Comeback Spot, and then you can follow me, Cyrus on TWR on Twitter. Everything is in the show notes in the description. For our Patreon segment, if you want to tap into that, we asked a Patreon question about people's favorites and least favorite Dynamite moments. For the Dynamite anniversary, and we are a lot more positive than you think. Saved all my smoke for the show, honestly, for the actual show that we watched. But yeah, man, that's it. That's it, man. Thanks for everybody that supported. There was something weird that happened on Patreon early this week. I don't know what that was about. I hope it's resolved. And then, you guys will get this episode. Peace out.